Hello and good Tuesday, August 14th, 2007. I'm Joanne and this is Rocketboom. Not a great week so far for the Republicans.
Do you think that the U.S. or UN forces should have moved into Baghdad?
No.
Why not?
Because if we'd gone to Baghdad, we would have been all alone. There wouldn't have been anybody else with us. It would have been a U.S. occupation of Iraq. None of the Arab forces that were willing to fight with us in Kuwait were willing to invade Iraq. Once you got to Iraq and took it over and took down Saddam Hussein's government, then what are you going to put in its place? That's a very volatile part of the world, and if you take down the central government in Iraq, you can easily end up seeing pieces of Iraq fly off. Part of it the Syrians would like to have to the west. Part of eastern Iraq the Iranians would like to claim, fought over for 8 years. In the north you've got the Kurds, and if the Kurds spin loose and join with the Kurds in Turkey, then you threaten the territorial integrity of Turkey. It's a quagmire if you go that far and try to take over Iraq. The other thing was casualties. Everyone was impressed with the fact that we were able to do our job with as few casualties as we had. But for the 146 Americans killed in action and for their families, it wasn't a cheap war. And the question for the president, in terms of whether or not we went on to Baghdad and took additional casualties in an effort to get Saddam Hussein, was how many additional dead Americans is Saddam worth? And our judgment was not very many, and I think we got it right.
Many critics say impeachment is not worth it at this point because of the time and energy required. And he'll be out of there soon enough. Or soon at least. And his compadre? Here is what he's up to these days. I say up to because some say it's only downhill from here. Smashing a new world record, Bush has beat himself to a new all-time low of 25% approval. A likely scenario, to say the least. And then there's Karl Rove. While it's conceivable many Republicans are thankful Karl Rove is out, rarely mentioning his or Bush's name for fear of association, some Democrats may actually be nervous about Rove's departure. And why would any Democrat be nervous Karl Rove is leaving the White House? Because this could give him the distance and freedom to spin the election in the Republicans' favor without being tied in officially to his conspirators. And these guys must be rather unsettled that Ron Paul is making so much progress on the net. Ron Paul is a DC outsider, and Rove is going to need to keep it that way. After making waves online with progressive Republicans, Paul could wind up pulling a nader in drawing away important votes. Meanwhile, it's recently been determined that it's legal to swap votes with parties from other states to help prevent that kind of thing from happening. The kind of thing that has left us here, full circle. For just remember what Dick said.
Once you got to Iraq and took it over and took down Saddam Hussein's government, then what are you going to put in its place? It's a quagmire. How many additional dead Americans is Saddam worth? And our judgment was not very many, and I think we got it right.
It's times like these that words fail me, and I don't know about you, but even if we do hear some sighs of relief this week, we still have a very long way to go.